Good morning. How are you? It's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing on this Friday morning, bringing you 5 moves in 5 minutes-ish from our balance and strength class, which we'll be doing about 8:30 this morning. So as part of midlife and just everybody's wellbeing, we've got to focus on our balance. Sometimes we just don't really think about it until we are suddenly made aware of it. Either we lose it or we just try and do something that's much harder because we haven't got the things in place to help with that balance. So all movement is going to help with our balance, and if we can tune into it a little bit more and add to it and develop it, then that will stand us in good stead for getting older. So 5 moves in 5 minutes. We always do a few moves that we do every week so we can see how we progress. And I'm going to do 2 moves of those with you, and then 3 other moves where we add a little bit more balance and strength to the equation. So if you're ready, as always, if you're going to join in, please make sure you've got a clear, safe space, and then you do what is suitable for you, and you have no hazards. You might be able to see I've got my dog down here, so he could be a hazard, so I'm going to be mindful of that. So first of all, we will just start with both feet hip width apart, coming up to tiptoes, bending, lowering, straightening. Off we go. So coming up onto the tiptoes gives us a good chance to sense how does that movement feel. From there, I can gently hinge back, sit down, straighten. So I'm coming up, bend, lower, straighten. So for everything to work together, we want our joints to be able to mobilise, to move fairly fluidly. We'll just keep those joints going, really. And when we're walking, standing on one leg, coming up to tiptoes, those toe joints are really having to work. So take the time to assess, how does it feel? What's that sensation like through the back of the leg, the calves, the hamstrings maybe? And coming up to tiptoes, actually, very challenging. Certainly when we bend, because we're changing the weight dynamic, and pause. So from the 2 feet, we're now going to walk as if we're walking on a tightrope. So generally we walk, feet hip width apart, forward and back. What happens when we have to suddenly change that positioning? We've got to walk along a curb, or maybe walk along a tightrope. So I'm literally sensing heel to toe. I'm aiming not to look down, and I know because I can look at you, I've got a good focal point now. I'm not having to look ahead. But I don't want to be looking down the whole time. A, because I can't see what's going on in front of me. Also, again, posture-wise, it's going to make me lean forward more. So I'm trying to keep as upright as I can, looking ahead. I'm also now walking backwards because, again, I can see where I'm going because we're on screen. But that's going to be challenging my senses as well, that sense of what's going on around me. Feeling the heel to toe, toe to heel, foot connected with the floor. Again, it's all building up that proprioception, the body knowing what's going on around it. There we go. And pause. Brilliant. From there, next movement we're going to do, I'm going to take my leg out to the side, take my arms out in front, and then take my leg behind me and my arms out to the side. Is that where I wanted to do it? It was. So one leg is grounded. I'm taking one leg out to the side, raising the arms, and then I'm taking my leg behind and then taking the arms out to the side. So I'm changing upper body, lower body, moving in different directions. So this grounded leg is having to concentrate, as is my brain, on which direction I'm going, to help keep me as stable as possible. Now, is this a movement we might do in everyday life? I don't know. We might curtsy. We certainly may be reaching up and have to balance and come up onto one leg. So we're just challenging the body to adapt. Now my foot's fairly grounded. I'm not squeezing it in really tightly, but I've got a nice firm grip. Imagining I've got a £10 note under my foot. I'm holding on to that. From there, I want to add a little bit of rotation now. Again, still working on one leg. I'll use my left leg as my stabilizing leg. I'm going to reach down, step back, reach down to the outside of my left shin, my right arm. And then as I gently come back up, I'm going to come up into a knee high and then rotate round and then come back. Now I'm keeping my right leg up, but I could put it down again to rotate down, or I can keep that leg up. So I'm doing a single leg deadlift position. Come from the side and show you. So reaching down, I'm hinging back, so again hips are working, hip flexors, knees, opening out the shoulder and the chest, really finding a wobble there on that left foot today. Reaching up. So quite a nice slow and controlled movement there. And then one of my current favourites actually is to add a bit more dynamic movement, a little bit of impact, as long as this is okay. So we want the impact, we want to sort of build up the bounce in our movement. So I'm going to side step, then I'm going to forward step, step back, side step, step forward, try not to stand on the dog, and back. So I'm adding that quick, I've got to move out of the way. Oh, I've got to jump over that puddle, back, side, forward. Now, if we don't want to do the jumpy bit, that's fine. Let's do a wider step. Step forward, step back, because between each movement, you know, we've got one foot on the floor, the other foot's not, we are still working on our balance. Also, building up a little bit of cardiovascular as well. We have to really focus on that one. And pause. So there we had 5 moves in 5 minutes we'll be doing later on in our class. So again, we're going to check on our balance, our regular moves to see how we progress. Then we'll add the other movements again, just to add that diverseness to the movements. We can see how that is and how we adapt and, you know, make it a bit of fun as well. So I hope that was useful. Do let me know how you get on with your balance, any issues you've had with it or things you're doing to help it. I'd love to know. Have a super day, and I will see you on Monday for weights and more, I believe. So take care, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.